Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from wisdomseekers.net, and we're just doing something we call a coffee talk. We're not talking about anything specific, but we probably will be talking about spirituality. If you have questions along those lines, we will be more than happy to talk about them. No personal questions. We're not doing personal questions right now. And if we do, well, it's not up to me. I mean, if somebody wants to answer a personal question, I won't stop them. But, and first of all, Maddie, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
And Maddie does the meditation on Wednesdays, alternate Wednesdays.
Short and sweet, just like Maddie.
Yeah, she's not very tall. And Sabi, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sabi, and I'm the animal communicator for Wisdom Seekers.
And we will have two other people coming on as they arrive. One is simply a really good friend of Wisdom Seekers. Her name is Bonita, and another one is also a good friend of Wisdom Seekers. Her name is Kristen. And I will let her introduce herself as she comes on, because she is a very intriguing young woman. Not like the rest of us old fogies. So Bonita should be on. Ah, there's Bonita. Hey, Bonita.
Hi, girls.
Hello.
Say hi, Bonita. Tell us who you are compared to who we are. That didn't come out right, but say hi.
Hi, I'm Bonita.
Yeah, like I said, Bonita is a friend of Wisdom Seekers and has been for quite a while. And
It's a good group. It's a good group, ladies and gentlemen. Support them.
yeah, well, Bonita certainly does. We have one more.
She does.
We have one more person coming on afterwards. And so in case you don't know who Bonita is, she's our Hollywood lady.
Hollywood.
And
Yes.
I've worked with Bonita for quite a few years. What, coming up 8 years?
At least. I mean, it seems like just yesterday.
Yeah.
Elisha and I can talk. Well, I'll say, do you have a minute? Can I tell you something? And my telling Elisha something turns into like, we'll go, oh, it's 11 o'clock at night. We started talking at 8, and we'll and then we say 100 times, good night. And we just keep talking.
We do. Saying goodnight is not one of my strengths.
I'm telling you, every time we think that we're going to say goodbye, we're like, oh, one more thing.
So I do know today in Canada, it is the 11th. Hey, Eva, it's the 11th of November, which means, well, there's two things. Spiritually speaking, it's 11/11 Stargate opening. But it's also our Remembrance Day, and we should take a minute, not a minute, but we should take a bit of time and say thank you to our soldiers who have been in the wars. That's because that's what Remembrance Day is. I think down the States it has a different name, right, Bonita?
Yeah, it's called Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And here we take a minute at 11 o'clock to remember. We're past it, but
Well, we should do it at 11:11 then.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't been in any major conflicts except as peacekeepers for quite a few years in Canada, I believe. Which is, I'm not sure what that actually entails anymore, because being a peacekeeper is not necessarily peaceful.
My dad was in the Navy for years, and they went on peacekeeping missions. What they did out there, I have no clue, but
He didn't talk about it, eh?
my father was Chief Petty Officer of Communications. He was not allowed to talk about it. It was very top secret.
Yeah, that wouldn't. Hi, Mama B. No questions, Mama B. Unless you ask a question about spirituality, we're just having a coffee talk. We're just visiting right now, and so let's talk. let's talk about the, I don't really have much more to add to what the soldiers did. I do honor them, and I do appreciate what they have done for us in this, in keeping us free from
Some freedoms, yeah.
freedom of speech, freedom of choice for a lot of.
I've actually seen on some things, everybody's like, well, you shouldn't be putting up Christmas stuff before Remembrance Day. It's like dishonoring. And then somebody wrote on there, well, this is what the veterans fought for. They fought for our freedom and our right to be able to do things. So really, that's kind of a oxymoron saying that, right? If you want to put up your Christmas tree and decorate, so be it.
Yeah.
That's
If you
what they
wanna
fought
have,
for,
like
right?
4 months of Christmas, go for it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, but there's a lot of things that the soldiers fought for that we
Oh,
haven't,
yeah.
we haven't been able. We're kind of starting to lose with the pandemic, which our freedom of assembly, our freedom to move around freely, and
Protest,
yeah, freedom to protest.
to gather.
Okay, Kristen's coming on, so I will get her to talk. So Maddie and I, we're kind of we kind of left. We're kind of outside of the. We kind of don't like what's happening in Canada as much as other people, so we complain about it. Hey, Kristen. Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, Kristen.
Hello. Hi. Doing good.
Hi,
Bonita is the only one you don't know. She's our Hollywood lady.
I love that
Yes.
Hollywood lady. I love it.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi,
How are
nice
you?
to meet you. Doing good,
Actually,
thanks.
Actually, Bonita's a producer, and you do a lot of things that are producing. So she has really good insights. She'll sit there and critique Elle and I when we do a live and things like that. She's really good insights. Plus, she knows a lot of real famous people.
That's cool.
And she'll,
Like the wisdom seekers.
yeah.
That's right. The most famous group of all.
Right?
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
one of her neighbors is a frontman for a very famous band, right?
Oh, no, he's not the front man. The front man lives up the street. My neighbor, who Sabi, you'll appreciate that. He babysits, him and his wife love Jesse. Like their favorite kid in the whole. He is the manager and a tour manager for a group from like the 80s or not, Foreigner.
Oh, Foreigner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, they're not, it's not like
Just a
they're-
little band, you know.
Just a little band. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes.
Even I've heard of Foreigner.
Nice people. He's French. His wife is a retired 38-year Delta flight attendant. And they're just, I'm so blessed. I have a great little neighborhood. I have great neighbors. And my little belle of the ball here, my little Jessie, my little dog.
Loves everyone.
Has been labeled the neighborhood darling. Everybody loves Jessie. She's very funny. I've met a lot of people because of my little dog.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Kristen, tell people who you are, because you've got a very colorful background.
This is just to make up for the fact that we have a foot of snow and it's minus 12 Celsius.
That's why I was
today,
like,
so
are
I'm
you on
pretending-
vacation?
No.
You know, the
I was
first
just
time I
getting ready
saw
to say, Kristen, I don't know where you live, but I want to live where you live.
This place though, this
No,
is my
you
just
don't.
pretend. No, you don't. I live up in Alberta, Canada, and it's cold and lots of snow, and I'm miserable with it. So I'm pretending I'm in Costa Rica.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing.
I like
Um, but yeah, that's me. I'm a little Albertan girl, well, former BC girl, and I've known Elijah for years.
since you were 18.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
years. We used to
And
go
yeah.
where she worked. We used to go and bug her.
The best part about how we actually met is I messed up their orders the first time I served them. That was the best part about it. And they were so gracious, by they meaning her and Elle.
Yeah, well,
So
my
that was
mother
funny.
used to go to that restaurant before we returned to Canada. So she introduced us to PJ's, and still PJ's is still my restaurant. So, but what do you do now besides TikTok? Which are,
Besides-
and I did suggest that you wear your assassin outfit, didn't I?
And I did. I
Oh,
put it on. Besides TikTok, I actually work from home for a digital marketing company, kind of a partnership type thing. And then I also have an online wellness business, and then whatever else I decide to pile onto my plate with podcasting and other projects that I probably don't need.
And you help people develop podcasting as well, I believe.
Not so much. I more help people get comfortable with technology. A lot of the people that I work with have had their businesses since like the 70s. And so now they're trying to learn online tools, which can be really challenging. I have people in their like 50s, 60s, 70s, a couple people in their 80s, and one person in their 90s, and just helping them understand and where to go and very basic tech skills so they can do online rather than everything in the physical.
You helped Elle and I a few times with our stuff
Mhm.
a few years back.
Yeah.
So Bonita does something quite similar to that in a way.
Yeah.
And but
Yeah.
so the two of you are very, very close. She's a really good marketer too. I don't understand what either of you do, so okay, I'm not going to talk about it. But Maddie, sorry. It was a short night last night, really long night and not sleeping, but a short night in sleep. Maddie, you have some information on the 1111 portal, right?
I do. So it says today, 11/11/2022 will be one of the most powerful days for manifesting your dreams in the last 23 years. The last time,
Hey, 23 years ago is when I got divorced.
woo,
It's a nice new move forward, eh?
it says the last time we had triple digit numbers was the year 1999. This year we have the power of numerology with 1111 and 222 number frequencies. It's full of the twos and the ones. This is going to be a sensational time in Earth's history. 1111 opens a portal between the spiritual world and ours, whilst the twos of this year carry all the love, connection, joy, peace, luck, and growth. This is all about mastery. It's not just about learning the lessons, it's now about mastering them. The energetic vibrations on this day will be so strong that it will allow easier access to the spiritual realms, bringing in higher dimensions and vast manifesting power. I'm trying to manifest something like crazy. Let's see if it works. Clear your energy field. Release what is no longer serving you. Be clear with your manifesting intentions. Be open to signs from the universe and loved ones. 1111 is multidimensional. Is a multidimensional bridge between two reality systems, the old reality of duality and the new reality of oneness. Be ready to step into a new level of divine embodiment, to call forth your conscious expansion and tap into powerful healing so you can access the higher dimensions of spirit. It's time to make your wish. Complete balance has been obtained. Kundalinis are rising and synchronicities are abundant. You are coming out of the dark night of the soul. 1111 is the master number which signifies intuition, insight, and enlightenment. It relates to activations and awakenings. This means that you are spiritually evolving into higher timelines. It's time to pay attention to guidance from the universe as well as your own thoughts. 1111 is love, miracles, unity, and blessings.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Very positive.
He thinks
Yeah.
out of that. Dark Night of the Soul's coming to an end. And I don't highly believe that because I woke up to about a dozen messages. Time to manifest our dreams and listen to the universe. So what dreams do we want to manifest? I know Bonita's dreams. What about you, Sadie?
I think I would like to manifest a little bit of retirement for myself. Be all about me. To slow back a bit and actually really start to enjoy life and things, which I really haven't for a while. I mean, not that I'm running around sad or anything, but I don't think I have felt pure joy for a long time, and I'd like to manifest that.
What would that look like, actually?
I don't know that it would look like anything. I think it would be more of a feeling, just coming to terms within my own self.
So basically, you want to heal.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I think my body's been telling me that for the last couple of months.
I'm kind of in agreement with you.
Mhm.
And what about you, Kristen? Don't, yeah, you, okay, I was going to remind you to turn
No,
it.
I got it. Well, for me, it's more, I'm manifesting now a move in the new year. As much as I love where I am, I'd like to move to a place on an acreage where there's the potential to, have my horses like we've always talked about. That dream has never changed.
I was thinking about your Appaloosa, the brindle Appaloosa you had when you were 8.
Mm.
It was
Yes.
great. It was absolutely
He was
gorgeous.
gorgeous Appaloosa.
And I was mourning him for you a couple of days ago.
Well, thank you, because it's funny. A couple days ago, I found pictures of him.
Oh, okay. That might be why I was mourning him for you, because I thought, oh, wait, I was so sad when you sold him.
Yeah. Oh, me too. It was heartbreaking.
But are you still wanting
So,
to go to the Rocky Mountain area?
actually, I'd like to get a little closer to Calgary. I don't know if any of you are familiar with like Water Valley, Sundre area.
Oh,
It's a
that's
little bit north.
beautiful.
It's just
Very
a little
beautiful.
closer. Yeah. And it would shave a couple hours off my drive to come back to BC and visit. So anything
I
to
have
shorten
I
the
have a
drive
nephew
time.
that lives in Olds.
I love Olds too.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous up there. So
Kind of beautiful there. I guess we can't entice you back to BC. I wouldn't actually go here right now either. You have
Not
you have
yet.
absolutely the best premier in right now.
no, I wouldn't move back yet.
Saskatchewan's
However, I've kind of
high up there too.
I've kind of
It's even
working
colder.
on just releasing the where, and if the right place is in British Columbia, then the right place is in British Columbia, and kind of not hold super hard attachment to it, but I would prefer down towards Calgary and Sundre area.
Well,
So
it's a
that's the
good area for your kids too, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. So I've been writing down like, what do I want the view to look like when I sit at my kitchen table eating breakfast? And
Well, do you have a choice in Alberta?
yes, actually,
Oh yeah, actually.
lots. If you hit down towards the Water Valley Sundre area, you get a beautiful view of the Rocky Mountains, but they're far
Okay.
enough away.
Mhm.
It's good.
So you have
so you kind of get the best of both
when the
worlds.
heat comes over, when the tsunami of air comes over the Rockies and
The Chinooks.
The Chinooks, yeah.
Yep.
you get either really hot or pneumonia.
Or it freezes.
Or it freezes.
Sub-zero temperatures. It's great. So
Like,
right now I'm waiting for one of those to come through and warm us up for a week or so.
that would be nice. We'd like it here too. Thank you.
Okay, I'll send it when I
Supposed to
come
warm
back.
up in the next few days.
Well, you think it's going to warm up? Oh, good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be above like 4 or 5 above.
Because right now, we're afraid to go to the post office right now.
It's only -1
Thank
out
you.
there. It's only going to be -1 today, but tomorrow it starts warming up 0, and then it's on the plus side for the next week or so.
Yeah, and Bonita, she sits there going, "What are you guys talking about?"
I'm sitting here with flip flops on and the door open and the windows open.
Yeah, right.
That's my goals.
We hate you.
I know. What I gotta
You
tell you
just shut up.
something though. I gotta tell you though, I know you guys are gonna be like, you wimp, and you should say you wimp. It is 68
Thank you.
degrees. It's only 68 degrees today.
She's,
Only,
remember, it's
Only.
American heat.
Fahrenheit. That's
Only.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's normally, to be honest with you, warmer. This time of year, we just had a really big rainstorm and it cooled everything off, but it's beautiful. The skies are beautiful. The air smells good. God
Yeah.
knows we needed the rain.
I have to say
Definitely.
though, I'm with Kristen. I want to be in not Chile,
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Costa Rica. But yesterday, when we went to the post office, I took a jar of salt with us and sprinkled it along so I could get there without falling on my face.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm not happy. I decided I'm not leaving my house again until my arm is repaired, because at this point I cannot easily put on pants because it takes two hands to do that. So I'm not leaving the house until I can put pants on. It's too cold.
She usually wears long skirts, just so anybody listening is envisioning Elijah wandering around with no pants.
I am pantless, but I do have a midi. I think they're called midi. MIDI.
Yeah, halfway down the calf.
Yeah, that's mostly what I wear. So, because they're easy, right? You can flip them on with one hand. So, so I'm gonna be a little nasty here. Let's delve into a little bit of spirituality. The last few years, since 2012, I think, it has progressively got harder and harder. And I know this because I'm a reader. And so I talk to a lot of people, and I probably know it better than anyone because I do have the honor of talking to a lot of people. And I know how most of you have dealt with the changes and the growth and the necessity to grow. And so I'm just going to throw it out there, and how do you deal with the imbalance in our energies? Because when we grow, it hurts. 90% of the time, it's really painful. And how do we deal with that? Because I know how I deal with it. I know how I help people deal with it. Sometimes I'm real nasty to them and push the buttons and push them through. And sometimes I'm gentle and kind. Not often, but sometimes, because I find gentle and kindness slows things down more than speeds things up. But what's your favorite technique for dealing with crap?
I tend to ignore it. Seriously, ask Elijah. She knows. I'm like, oh, that's not really happening. We'll just carry on with this. And then it catches up to you.
Unfortunately, that's not something we do have an option for. I especially now, I mean, we used to be able to put it off for years, lifetimes. But now we have, if we're lucky, maybe a couple of days.
Yeah, it's hitting you over the head with a shovel these days.
Yeah. And I know I get it too, actually. And I saw the way I sound very, yeah, that doesn't happen to me. Yeah, it happens to me too. But I do have, I'm not sure if I've got techniques or I don't know I'm not exactly sure what I do, but a lot of things don't affect me the way they used to. So destiny. I apologize, Maddie. She's here with us, that's why. And she's very, I love who she is. There's part of her I never knew who she was, and who she is now. She's just fascinating lady.
Sunshine.
She's
That's whenever
she-
I feel her or try to connect with her, that's what I feel. Sunshine.
and she's teased. She never teased me when when she was here with us. So, and when I was going to say that, I meant, Kristen, how do you deal with this? Like me making a fool of myself, Papa.
One thing that I've been working really hard on, especially the last couple of years, is giving myself grace. If I'm hitting maybe a conflict with somebody or even just a situation, one, giving myself grace and allowing myself to feel the way I feel and be okay with it. Honestly, my best defense mechanism is just bury the feeling.
See, I told you.
Is it helpful?
No.
It's
No.
not. But through burying the feelings, I have come across spiritual and just daily life mentors who have given me some good tools that I haven't fully implemented yet, but I'm working on. And one of them is just writing it all out. Like, just say all the mean things you want to say on a piece of paper and flush out the pain. And every time I do that, that's where I feel the best. So now it's just getting more consistent with it. And then the other thing too is I find there are some circumstances where it is appropriate to ignore and be like, this is not worth my time.
Mhm.
So if I confront this person, one, are they going to be open to hearing it? And would it be worth my time? Would it actually make a difference other than make me more frustrated? So that's,
Yeah.
are they the correct ways? I don't know.
No,
But
I agree
they-
with you.
they
You don't
work.
want to waste your time on empty energy. We
Mhm.
don't have time to waste, honestly.
And
Yeah.
if it comes to the right thing where it's okay, then maybe I need to let that thing go or that person go and not worry about it. The main thing is not feel guilty about it, but that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to tell you my opinion of feeling guilty. And it's very short and sweet. That's your ego.
Totally. Because I just want them to like me. It's like, who cares? What does it matter? If they're not going to be in your life, it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't. I did something the other day. There's this person who doesn't like me, and I know this for quite a few years. And the person came in, and I said, "Hi, how are you?" And then I totally forgot they were there. And I think, okay, that was really bad on my part, but I really did forget they were there because, well, they don't want to interact with me, so that's fine.
Mhm.
So yeah, sometimes you can take a little too far,
Yes.
but I guess I feel really bad about it because I'm still giggling.
Well, and I think the other thing with that too is we don't necessarily want to make that person feel bad. However, that's not in our control,
No,
right? How they feel is not,
whatever
It could be the
somebody
nice-
else is thinking about you is none of your business.
it's none of your business, right? And however they think you think about them is still none of your business,
Yeah,
because that's just internalized, most likely internalized dialogue that just keeps running. And so they think everybody thinks that way about them. But
well, you know,
yes.
it's really interesting. I think most of everybody knows Linda. She's one of our readers, and she was talking to me last night, and she says, her dad passed away quite a few years ago. She says, my dad came in and sort of smacked me across the head and said, no, dear, not everybody can do what you can do. Because with you're good at it, you just assume everybody thinks or does what you do. And it's not true. Right, Bonita?
Right. I agree with a lot of what Kristen said, because I follow that suit myself somewhat. And then I pick up the phone and call you and place an order for a leverage. Because I got to tell you, I don't know about everybody, but for me, once I do my own kind of process with, processing whatever it is. And if I still can't quite, as I love Elijah says, the hook, if I still can't quite get the hook out, then I pick up the phone and call Elijah and say, can we do a leverage? As a matter of fact, what's really funny, when you wrote me and said, can you join this morning at 11? You and I had a leverage appointment this morning at 11 o'clock.
We did, but we worked on it before, so I kind of assumed it was off.
We totally missed to do our quiet time at 11:11.
Well, it's too late now.
Oh,
Yeah.
shucks.
A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Elijah, we talked on Tuesday, and then you're like, let's check back in with you on Friday to see if you need that. So and that's why I laughed when you wrote me. I was like, yeah, well, let's do this. Then I get to be with all the girls.
Yeah, I kind of figured you didn't need it.
Good. That's even better news.
But to be honest, Bonita also has somebody called Wing in her repertoire who does acupuncture. And she did acupuncture with her last week, and I guess Bonita slept for like 48 hours.
Wow.
Oh, no, I did. Wing is this little, tiny little spunky little thing. And she's very talented, like you ladies, as far as working with energy and, just knowing things. And she's also an acupuncturist and a doctor of Chinese medicine, but she is not your traditional Chinese medicine acupuncturist doctor. She's adorable. She's cute. She throws the F-bomb out. I was like, oh my God, adorable. But
Yeah.
she does this thing with the needles. And I don't know if you ladies have ever heard of it. It's called vials. And she has these long strips, and they have little compartments where you can stick, those little samples of perfume that you can get at like Macy's or whatever store. They look like that. And and they have liquid in them, and they're all labeled something differently. And she says, your higher self tells me what you need. And I'm always very interested to see what vials my body's asking for that week. And I have to tell you, it's very, very interesting. I've not once not had it pertain to exactly what is going on and what I need to be working on, addressing, or what have you. It's really
That's awesome.
And then I go back to Elijah, and it'll be stuff that we've already talked about in a leverage, or we've talked about in a reading or whatever, or a conversation. And Elijah will bring it up and we'll talk. And then I'll go to Wing, and Wing verifies it. Wing works on it even more. And then I go back and say, Elijah. And then that's when we know that's why I don't need leverage today, because apparently Wing kicked my behind. I slept from Saturday at about 1 o'clock. I'm not kidding, off and on, until Monday morning. She kicked my booty.
So my ex took a course on that did acupuncture pressure points.
Mm-hmm.
And he also had all these samples that put down just below the belly button.
That's what she does.
And it works like crazy. I was in a barn once with horses, and I absolutely love horses. So does Kristen. And I went in there, put my nose in the horse's neck, of course. And instantly, everything closed up. My throat closed up. My eyes closed up. My nose was running like crazy. And he did the leverage. He did that acupuncture point. Within 5 minutes, I could breathe everything. I've never been allergic to horses again. This was like, well, I think Elle was born, so it's at least 30 odd years ago. So
Yeah.
Those are and people who are allergic to eggs, for instance, because there's a lot of people who are allergic to eggs, you can do this and then a year later they'll go by and they're eating eggs and they go, I thought you were allergic. And they go, yeah, no, I'm not anymore. So it's really pretty exciting, actually, what we can do. We don't know half of what we can do, actually. Hey, Jen. So, so did I get everybody? I didn't get Maddie. What do you do, Maddie? You use a hot tub, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And your bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm in water a lot. Water calms me.
Are you, do you have a lot of water in your, astrology side?
I have no idea.
Okay.
What are the water signs?
Pisces, Scorpio, what's the other one?
Cancer.
Cancer.
So, because,
I,
And I have heavy fire signs, even though I'm a Cancer sun, and I use water, and I think it's more of a calm your tits.
I have not. I've got a lot of Virgo. I've got a lot of Scorpio, Leo.
oh, Scorpio is water.
I have Scorpio and Neptune. That's
That
it.
would be
Just
a
one.
definite water.
That's the only one.
Oh.
Everything else is Virgo, Leo, Aries.
Aries is what's it?
Fire.
Fire.
Fire
Leo's
sign.
fire. Yeah, that makes
Yep.
sense.
Well, I got a lot of fire then because I got Leo all over the place.
Yeah. That's the explosions, right? Me, I have double Gemini moon rising and moon rising and moon, and then I'm a Libra, so I have a lot of air.
I have a lot of earth.
Which
And I actually incorporate water into earth because I think the two are kind of blended.
except water will wash earth away.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, as an earth sign, I look at kind of earth as a whole, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and earth has a lot of water on it, that's true. So it I didn't actually, I'm a psychic, I've been a psychic all my life, or psychic. I had the ability all my life. Never really paid much attention to astrology until the last few years. And much to my surprise, it works.
Mhm.
So today is supposed to be a particularly hard day emotionally. And I didn't stop and listen to the whole thing on TikTok, but Saturn is somewhere kind of pushy. And that might be why with the 1111 portal, so usually what I say, we're in the spin cycle of a wash machine, but I think today it feels more like the spin cycle of a toilet. It really does,
It's
So,
been an interesting week, energetically, I have to say, for me, as you know. I mean, every day it's just been like boom, 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 boom. And I'm ducking and bobbing and weaving, but they're catching me. Boom, boom. And I'm like, Elijah. It's been a crazy week energetically, just for me personally. I mean, on the eclipse that we just had. I was just reading an article where it was considered a beaver red blood moon.
Beaver, what was the beaver about?
I don't know. I didn't get that far. You asked me to come on. See, I would have had all.
You didn't tell us.
I would have had all that knowledge. But on Tuesday, I was telling Elijah, I sometimes will listen on YouTube, like I do to Wisdom Seekers. I'll listen to like an astrologer or so, and all of them were saying, you're going to get a surprise. You're going to get something that you're not going to want to hear it. You're not going to want to hear it. You're not going to want to hear it. And I almost creeped through Tuesday, almost got there, almost got to the end of the business day. And then it got me and I was like, there it is. And so, I've, needless to say, done a lot of work just this week in this crazy energy we're in. just for me personally, this week for me was a boom, boom, sucker up. So,
So it's called the Beaver Moon because this is called the Beaver Moon in honor of the semi-aquatic rodents. So this is the time of year when beavers begin to take shelter after storing their food for the winter.
well, there you go.
Ducking and hiding.
Yeah, Maddie got it. That's why our little beavers.
And the Beaver Blood Moon, total lunar eclipse, the entire moon falls within the darkest part of the Earth's shadow called the umbra. When the moon is within the umbra, it will turn a reddish hue. Lunar eclipses are sometimes called blood moons because of this phenomenon, and the November full moon is commonly referred to as the Beaver Moon.
There you go, girls. We all learned something today. Maddie just gave us our first, look what we learned today.
It comes in handy.
Yes,
You
it does.
know, it's all, if you don't learn something every day, you might as well leave.
Power is back on.
Okay. Hang on. Goodbyes aren't forever. Okay, what the hell? So anybody got anything to say? I'm just gonna check with Spirit to see how she's doing because her electricity just came back on.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. Did you guys have a storm? Spirit lives in Canada.
Ontario.
Lives in the other end of the world.
Okay.
Well, the other end of Canada.
Center of the universe.
It's not
Right.
safe to drive.
She's up in Mars.
Yeah, we've had some weird weather. Elijah was telling me how cold it was there already, and that you guys have had snow and that kind of thing. And my mom lives in Florida, and they're out of hurricane season, and they just had another hurricane yesterday. It was a little one, but still, it's very late in the season for hurricanes in Florida. So,
Technically, it doesn't stop till November 30th.
okay, I'll let her know that because, you know, like my cousins, and they're like, oh no, it's like, you know, end of August through like October, and we
Yeah,
should be getting them now.
Usually it's October. Okay. Oh, there's spirits right here.
Oh.
I'm blind. Okay, Spirit has a question. She wants to know how our dream states have been.
I have not
Good
been,
question.
well, I'm sure I've been dreaming, but up until like a month ago, my dreams were extremely vivid and I could remember them, write them down in the morning. I'm sure I'm still dreaming, but I have had nothing.
Me neither.
I'm not getting
And
anything. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Kristen, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bonnie. or
I
Bonnie.
have had a couple dreams over the past week, but I'm telling you, they're short and I don't remember one thing of it. I just remember, I'm like, wait, I had a dream. What was that about? And I cannot recall any of it.
And I'm not a dreamer. If I get a dream, it's something for me to go, oh, sit up and pay attention. I don't get them. What about you, Kristen? What were you saying?
Mine have been incredibly vivid and consistent just about every night.
Are they in
for
color?
months? All the time. I don't think I've ever had a black and white dream.
Okay.
Yeah, mine are always in color.
Mine
Mine
are
are
always in
always in
color.
Mine are
color,
black
too.
and white. Mine are always black and white. If I have color dream, I've probably had 5 in my lifetime.
Oh, mine are always in
What
color.
it
and they're
means when
very,
you dream
very
in color is that you're prophetic.
vivid. Lord. We got some interesting things coming.
Well, aren't you pretty prophetic anyhow, Kristen?
I've had a tendency to just figure stuff out.
Yeah. Do the dreams help you?
Yes, I've had a couple that have come fully true. Always not the best ones though.
Oh,
But
It has to
that's
do with an
usually
accident,
because it's the
but-
beginning. That's when you start out on something, it's usually the lower vibrational energy. If you can get through it to the other side, then it should come in with really positive. Having said that, when you look back on these things that didn't work well for you, did it actually was it actually real bad or was it transformative?
Mostly transformative. I mean, the one that I remember when I was a kid that came true was me falling out of a tree.
Okay,
And it
that's very
happened.
transformative.
Probably my first concussion.
Mm.
But for the most part, they're transformative. And the one thing I find with my dreams, I don't know how to put it into words, but a lot of them are very soothing. It's like they're helping to align me and give me a little bit more comfort for going forward. They feel hopeful. So even though I'm kind of, as you said, in the toilet spin cycle, it's
Feels
like,
like
it's
it right
okay. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be great. So yeah, they've been interesting, and a lot of nurturing dreams, like good relationships and a lot of tenderness in the dreams, which has been quite lovely.
That's good, actually. I mean, the people who are here in Wisdom Seekers, we seem to have a cohesive forward motion, for lack of a better word, and that is to clear away as much hooks as we can.
Mhm.
And the more hooks we clear, one of the things I've noticed that I really, really like, and I've been talking about this a lot, is the more we clear our hooks, the more empathic and telepathic and psychic we become. And I have watched people who are really good psychics become amazing psychics with the more they clear the hooks. And another thing I firmly believe is, as we clear away the energies, the hooks, because with each hook we have a little soldier of energy put there to keep us from having it rebound in our face. The more we clear that, the more intelligent we become. So I'm going to put this one on you, Kristen. You have 3 kids, right?
Yep.
And your
I
middle
do.
daughter, I watch her grow up on TikTok a little bit,
Mhm.
and I know she's highly evolved psychically and psychic. As she faces each of her challenges, is she not becoming smarter?
Incredibly smart.
Yeah.
And not just smart, like how we think of smartness, but also emotionally intelligent. She's very, like, she can get worked up really easily. She feels things really deeply. And so the more she's gone through some of those challenges emotionally, the more she's able to empathize with other people. She's very caring. She recognizes injustices really quickly.
Too quickly.
And then wants to go fight everybody for it. But
Oh yeah,
but
she
yeah.
reminds me of you.
Yeah. So yeah, she's been she's definitely gaining that inner wisdom that I know is going to serve her very well going forward.
So EQ, I think as we grow spiritually, I think EQ is becoming more important than IQ. Because you can have an IQ of 80, but if you've got an EQ of I don't know, 100 is the average, you will make the right decisions all the time, whether it's anyhow, somebody save me.
Well, I think what you're trying to is when you have a higher EQ, it's easier for you to I don't know if it's easier for you, but I find people feel more comfortable with you,
Mhm.
right? You tend to treat people with a little bit more kindness and tenderness, especially when they're going through something challenging. This is a great example, even though it seems very surface level. When I work with older people trying to learn technology, the one thing that they're always afraid of is like, oh God, I'm so sorry I messed that up. I'm like, it's okay. You're learning. And they don't usually hit that. Like if I'm teaching my mom technology, I'm going to get more frustrated with her than if I'm teaching somebody I don't know very well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So being able to understand that, you become a safe place for people, I think, is what I see when it comes to having a higher emotional intelligence.
So if you have a higher EQ and you're working with elderly to learn tech, and you know the tech inside out, do you find that makes it easier for you or harder being super knowledgeable?
Sometimes it's harder because I know it so well and it's easy, comes easy for me. And I see someone struggling and I'm like, I can connect the dots when it comes to it. And it doesn't take me a lot. And I don't mind going on and playing with things and figuring it out or messing it up until I figure it out. Whereas a lot of people are just scared about it, especially older people. They don't know what it's going to do. They don't know what's going to happen to their information, which is valid.
Yeah.
So I do find it a lot harder when I know it inside and out and they don't, but it gives me an opportunity to practice and hone that skill of just, hey, step back for a second, put yourself in their shoes, right? They didn't get to play with this when they were 12 years old. They learned it when they were in their 50s or their 40s.
And another
So,
thing too about older people is, I know this is something I pay attention to, is if my mind starts to go in, well, it should be this way because when I was 50, that's how they did it. And I have to stop myself and go, no, that's not how it works. You want to keep your brain fresh. So you
Yeah.
have to break out of the cycles that people are in.
they're open to being flexible. And that actually brings up a good point because, I mean, how many of us have noticed the changes in social media since we started, right? The platforms change, how you interact
They
changes.
change every month.
Right? So the other thing too is helping them understand that, yes, we're learning this now. And yes, this is how it was done before, but things have shifted. And so we have to shift with it. It's not going to come back with us. And once they get that, it's a lot easier to work with them. And then two, just reminding them, it's like, hey, you know what, this is new. Have some grace. I pulled a few strands of hair out learning this. So if you're frustrated, it's valid. I think that's the other thing too, is validating whatever frustration or struggle people are coming against too, saying, it's cool, you're allowed, be angry. And if all else fails, blame Facebook.
Yeah, well, that's what I do all the time. But
Yeah.
that's interesting. I'm going to switch tracks just a tiny bit because you said with there's things go wrong, just be angry. And that's something society says we're not allowed to do, right? But
It's like, you shouldn't be mad about that. Well, tough.
yeah.
I am, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that if you shove it down, it's going to come out where, right? So
In the wall,
In our walls.
as a hole in the wall, which I have one.
well, I know somebody who had to deal with an angry person and they were pounding out the wall. So yeah. And it's really hard to fix those darn holes in the wall. So not that I put holes in the walls, but well, I do, but not because I'm angry. I put them in the whole wall because I messed up trying to fix things. I'm really good at that. So what do you do? I know you go out, as Kristen, I know you go out and beat the heck out of tires when you're upset.
I do. I've got actually my tires inside now, so I can beat them when I'm upset in the house. It's great.
Works. I watch your TikToks. What do you do, Sadie?
I think I pour a lot into my work, whether it be at work or like in the yard, is kind of where I pour that out. For me, a lot of times anger is frustration, if that makes some sense. It's something either I can't fix, I can't control, I feel I can't make a difference. And so I need to get over that frustration level and realize that it is not within my wheelhouse, for lack of a better word. And I find that very hard for myself.
What makes it in your wheelhouse that you can fix it or not fix it? What do you perceive as something that's yours and what's something that's not yours?
The only thing that I can really work on fixing in the true manner is myself,
Exactly.
right? I just picking somebody can't fix Kristen. Kristen has to fix Kristen,
That's all
right?
right.
I can assist her, I can help her, I can give her ideas, whatever, but the end result is that is hers and this is mine.
And how do you resolve that? Because I know I work with people and some people are really good at going, well, they did this to me and it made me really angry. Well, I can't fix them, but I can help you. How do you get people to be aware that it's
Because you cannot fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed, but you can ruin your life if you continue insisting on fixing them.
that's true. And I know a lot of people who do that.
Do you mean in the context of talking to somebody who is having that happening to them, or me myself dealing with it?
So how do you decide that they're worthwhile? That's the wrong term.
No, it's not.
Whether they're
Everybody
ready
is
for it or not.
everybody is worthwhile. As you know, I'm going through a lot of stuff with my youngest daughter, and I have had to take a step back and go, I can be here for her, but I can't lead her by the hand, which for me is an extremely hard thing to do. And so I've just, well, as you know, I usually contact you, but it's realizing within my own head where my boundaries are at, for lack of a better word, I guess, right? How much am I going to let this affect me? The only thing I have control over is my emotions and my feelings and my actions as to how I react to these things. So I've been trying to work on those.
Sometimes you have to make it all right that they are that way.
And that's, I mean, it was getting to the point where I would get up 5 o'clock in the morning, check on Facebook to see if she had access Facebook, because she wasn't getting in touch with me, which was an unusual thing. She basically used to talk to me every single day, but she's had some things happen in her life and she's kind of choosing a different path. But I became obsessed with checking Facebook to see if she had been on it, because in Messenger, it tells you how long it has been since they've been on Facebook. And so I had to let that go because that was controlling my life. Right.
And one of the things that I will tell anybody and everybody, family is the last lesson. Children are the hardest lesson.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
I mean, I would rather lose a spouse or a mom than a child any day. So what about you, Bonita? How do you deal with people like, I know how you do it, but how do you do it?
Well, I got to piggyback on to what Sabi just said. I think that for me, my reaction is my reaction to whatever the situation is, because I would find myself getting, especially in the business I'm in, because it's not that any others aren't, but this one is just a breed of its own. And, you know, there's been a lot of frustrating, shitty things, you know, that have gone on and happened that, you know, but I find if I just sit with it for a minute, because I'm a talker, I like to call people like you and talk through it. I'm not one to bottle it. I'm the opposite. I want to talk to people about it.
No,
And I just find that my reactions, like Sabi said, you know, don't be upset. You know, I can't be obsessed with getting up every day and checking Facebook. And, you know, I had other things, you know, habits that were similar, you know, in situations. But I just think my reaction, if I just sit with it for a minute and think about it, instead of popping off, I used to just pop off and be like, oh, with an immediate reaction. And now I sort of temper that more. sit on it, think about it, and then call Elijah. But I'm also very conscious now of my reaction and to how and to what point, back to Kristen's earlier comments, do you stop caring to the point where it's like, this is not me, this is a situation or the other person. You take responsibility for what your part of it is, and then you just kind of let the rest of it go, and in the best way that you can. And for me, you know, and again, I can't say enough about, I'm going to have to promote and, you know, the leverage work. I mean, for me, it works amazing.
Yes.
I can before I'm even off the Zoom with Elijah, I can already start to feel the difference inside of me, like in my body, you know, lighter, happier, a better frame of mind, what have you. But it's reaction, being not so reactive and taking it in for a minute and soaking it in and then working on whatever it is. If that all made sense.
It does.
Very much so.
We've been on for an hour. Does anybody want to go take off now? Because I know Kristen's got kids. I know.
And
Sadie-
I'm going to have to
jump off.
because I have an appointment. So.
Yeah. And so why don't we just call it Sadie, just go because you've got an appointment. I know yesterday you were sick because.
Yeah, I seem to have been sick for the last couple of months. I think I've missed more work in the last month and a half than I have in my entire career. But once again, I think it's just the universe telling me to slow it down and take care of myself. And if you don't listen, it eventually just kicks you in the ass.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Right? Don't you move so fast.
Make the more.
So I'm going to go kick down some cobblestones here, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, Sadie.
Bye.
Thank you for being on. I love your
I
kitty.
love these. Oh
Colors.
yeah, there's Willie. And I
Willie,
was just waiting for Bella the puppy because her and Willie play. So I was just waiting for her to bound over top of my laptop and attack Willie. And I was like, dear God, no.
okay, there you go.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
So
Right, hold on. Jesse, one of Jesse's friends is out front apparently. Hold on. Okay.
Jessie's her little puppy, and everybody in the neighborhood loves her, and she has to say hi to everybody.
Oh my God. It's a revolving door. It's like, I can't get anything that Fitz comes by, Casper comes by, everybody. It's so fun though, because they all just love each other, and the dogs just come to my gate and they just stop because they know I'm going to take them a treat out, and they know Jesse's here. Hi, girls.
So do we have,
Anyway,
do we have anything that we need to discuss or not need to discuss, would like to discuss?
did you say Bonita? I'm sorry, the girls were.
No, I said, is there anything that we would like to discuss that would be something interesting? I'm sure we've all got lots of really cool, interesting things, but when you say ask, is mine goes blank. Mine does anyhow.
Yes.
5 hours later, I go, oh, we could have talked about that or this.
I always do that. I'm like, oh, shucks, I should have asked Elijah that. I meant to ask her that. I should have written it down.
So she now does, Bonita now does write things down.
I have a list before I call.
Yeah. What about you, Maddie?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not too talkative these days.
It's a little tough right now. We're all with you. We're to the best of our ability. We are with you. It's
Well, talking back about our kids, I said, I feel like I'm mourning my second child because I spent the last 4 years mourning my first one who's cut me out of her life. So now I have a second one that I can't even talk to.
yes, you can. And with your cat, you reach out to one of us.
I know.
Yes,
Thank God for you.
Spirit's a really good medium. Linda's a super powerful medium. Maria probably can do it too.
Hmm.
I bet you Kristen can too, right?
Possibly.
Possibly.
There's a good chance. I've done it a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
times.
I know you. I watched you with this psychic stuff when you were 18. You were amazing at 18. Now you've got to be way above amazing.
It's different. It doesn't take as much effort, that's for sure, which is nice.
Yeah. That's what happens when you learn to calm the mind and listen to what the universe is telling you.
Mhm.
I know Bonita too. She's become an amazing psychic in the last couple months. She what the other day she started to give me a reading, and she started talking. I go, oh, okay, don't go there. That's private. She was right on.
I didn't even know I was doing it. I was just, I was replying and I was like, wait. And then I got a little voice and I'm like, I think I'm supposed to tell you this. It was very funny. It's
Yeah,
very funny getting lessons from talking with Elijah or any of you girls for that fact, because in my opinion, you girls are masters. And when I say something and Elijah's like, no, that's right. I'm like, oh my God, is that right? And then I call my best friend, guess what? I just got something right. It's very funny. I love it though. I
Yeah,
love it. It's
but
awesome.
that's you're one of the people that proves that the more you clear, the more psychic you are. You can be spiritual, psychic and not spiritual, but you cannot be spiritual and not psychic.
Right.
So that just, with the more psychic you are, the more spiritual you are if you're following the spiritual energy.
Right. Right.
But there's a lot of people that will reach out to you if you ask them. There's so many mediums around now that are just amazing. And that's one thing I've noticed that in the last 6 months is that those of us who work on and hone our abilities, they've jumped up a lot. There's a lot more accuracy now than there was even 6 months ago. And you're nodding your head, Kristen. Tell me why.
Oh, because it's just true. There's been way more accuracy. I've noticed it more and more with people I've talked to. And just seeing them, they're like, this is happening to me. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I knew that. Tell me this. Do you use it in your business?
Not intentionally. I probably do, but not intentionally.
Okay. And could I ask why?
More just because I haven't thought about doing it intentionally.
Okay, because the more you know something, the easier it is to get information. And you know your business really well. So it should be part and parcel. It's cheating, but it's good.
Is it though? I don't think it's cheating. I think
No,
it's
but
using your abilities to
head
your
up.
advantage.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is exactly. But you got to head up. I know Bonita, what she does. I know she uses her psychic ability to do things because what she does, and she has other people who work alongside her do the same thing. She gets like 5 times as much information than they do. And I know she uses her psychic abilities to get it.
Cheater.
But then again, everybody who's here, they're all amazing. So again, I kind of winding down myself. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run.
yeah.
I know there's gonna be knocks at the door soon. Mom, you said you were gonna be done early today.
Yeah, and don't you homeschool your kids?
Yes.
But
we
it's
do.
a holiday, right?
Yeah, it is. So they got the day off. And Elena's been asking me since I started. So when are you done? When are you done? When are you done?
She wants to go out in the snow, right?
I don't know if she wants to go out in the snow or she just wants to hang out. She likes to just be in my area and hang out.
She likes to be around you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, do a TikTok with her then.
I try not to do too many
Yeah,
TikToks with the
yeah.
kids just because
She
It's
likes
a weird
it though,
place
doesn't
out there, but she loves it. And what we'll do sometimes is I'll make the TikTok and I'll just post it privately to me.
Yeah,
So then only I can see it, but then she gets to do it. Just because of, there's
no, I
weird people
agree.
out
I,
there.
I never talk about my grandkids
Mhm.
because I don't, well, they're A, they're not my kids, and B, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy out there. So we do it
Talking
every now
about
and again.
sketchy. I'm sorry. I
No,
got
go for it.
mail. I got this steampunk pen set, and the next day I got a diamond ring,
What?
and a verified diamond ring. I didn't order them. There's no, I don't know where they came from. And
You should
yeah,
have.
and I'm going, oh, okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure I like it, but it's interesting. The
funny.
pen set, and obviously I would never have ordered it because I cannot use it. It's a quill. It's literally a quill.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. And so whoever the universe or whomever sent it obviously doesn't know me because, well, I can't when I have a good hand, I can't write straight. And the diamond's very nice, but not my taste. So wherever it came from, I'm going strange. So if anybody gets any intuitions, let me know because kind of blocked. Anyhow, let's at that point, I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up because it was so bizarre. I will let's call it a day and thank you everybody. And Sabi, thank you. And Jenny, Jessie, thank you. Juanita knows I can't remember names. And Chris,
Jesse always has to get up on top of my desk when I'm on a Zoom with Elijah at some point or another. She does
she
this.
does. And then she stares me in the face and she says, "Don't tell my secrets."
Huh? Yes, because Sabi and Elijah tell me.
And yeah. And Maddie, thank you for being on. Oh, that's a new cup.
Oh, it's just a regular cup, nothing fancy today.
Oh, okay. Looks like poinsettia.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, everybody's going for Christmas already. I guess we need a holiday, huh?
Well, these are my regular cups. They're not even Christmas cups.
Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, I will. I'm not good at goodbyes. That's one of the things I tell people. In fact,
Elijah, do you mind just staying on for 1 second with me after everybody hangs up?
well, no, we have to hang up. We can call back.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll be talking to the whole world.
Oh, Lord, we don't want to do that.
Okay, thank you, Kristen.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for
Take
jumping.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Great to
Nice
see
to
you.
meet you, Kristen.
Bye.
Good
Nice to meet you too.
Maddie.
So
See
you
again.
two should, what is it when you should exchange, because I'm sure the two of you have things in common that can assist each other.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at stalking people, Bonita, so I'm sure I'll find you.
You go ahead and we'll hook up and we'll have a chat and see, what might happen. You never know.
Excellent. Sounds
Because
like
you
a plan.
guys have a lot, because you're both in communications. And Juanita has done this for quite a few years. All
Oh,
right. Okay, bye, everybody. I'm just
Awesome.
gonna
Take
say
care.
goodbye because I'm really bad at byes.